He mocked my job, then needed one. My dad once stood up at Christmas dinner, raised a glass of Tesco prosecco, and said, "Here's to the kids who made something of themselves and didn't end up scrubbing bogs." Everyone laughed. Even my aunt nearly choked on her Yorkshire pudding. I didn't laugh. I was the one scrubbing the bogs. And 15 years later, he was sitting outside my office, in the rain, waiting for a job. I grew up in a small town outside Manchester. Red brick terraces, Sunday roasts, neighbors who knew your business before you did. My dad worked at a manufacturing plant his whole life. Steel-toe boots, union meetings, moaning about bloody management. To him, success was simple. University, tie, company car, maybe a holiday in Spain once a year, not cleaning toilets in Canary Wharf at 2 in the morning. I left school at 16. Not because I failed, because Mum's MS got worse. Bills stacked up faster than council tax reminders. So while my mates were queuing for Freshers Week wristbands, I was learning which chemicals removed limescale fastest. That Christmas, the house smelled of roast potatoes and Lynx Africa. My sister had just landed a grad job in London. My cousin was studying law at Leeds. Dad stood up, chest out, glass raised, and he delivered the line, "To the kids who didn't end up cleaning toilets." There it was, clear, sharp, deliberate. Everyone laughed. I looked down at my hands, still cracked from bleach, and I realized something in that moment. He wasn't joking. He was ashamed of me. I didn't argue, didn't storm out dramatically. I just stood up, put my coat on, left. The cold December air hit different that night. Not freezing, clarifying. I worked nights at a corporate tower in London Bridge. Empty glass offices, city skyline glowing, executives' desks covered in framed MBAs. I cleaned their boardrooms while listening to audiobooks about business. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Diary of a CEO, podcasts about startups and scale-ups. If I was going to mop floors, I was going to study the building. One night, I overheard 2 managers arguing. Their facilities contractor had collapsed. No staff, no service. Big problem. I stepped forward, said, "Give me the contract." They looked at me like I'd asked to borrow the crown jewels, but I showed them something. Consistency, attention to detail, no complaints. They gave me a small section, trial basis. That was the beginning. Mates from my estate, then 5, then 20. We didn't just clean. We documented everything. Response times, maintenance issues, supply chains. We turned just cleaning into operations management. Within 5 years, we weren't cleaners. We were a facilities company with contracts across Greater London. Corporate towers, private schools, even a government building once. Dad never mentioned it, not once. At family dinners he'd say, "So, still doing the mop thing?" I'd smile, something like that. Mum passed before she ever saw the office. That still sits heavy. She used to say, "Any honest work is noble." Dad never said that. He measured success in titles. I measured it in freedom. Then one afternoon, I got a call from my sister. Down. Offshoring. Redundancies. After 38 years, he was done. No big send-off, no gold watch, just a letter. 2 weeks later, my receptionist buzzed me. "There's a man outside asking for you." I looked up, and there he was. Same man who toasted my failure, standing under grey London drizzle, hat in hand, smaller somehow. He walked in slowly, took in the glass walls, my name on the door, the staff moving with purpose. He didn't comment, didn't joke, just said, "I heard you're hiring." No apology, no warrant, just need. In that moment, every laugh at Christmas replayed in my head, every joke, every look of disappointment. I could have said it, could have toasted him right there, but I didn't. I handed him an application form, same as everyone else. Maintenance, quiet, early, never late, didn't ask for favors, didn't tell anyone he was my dad, just worked. Months passed, then one evening, I stayed late and I saw him in the warehouse, helping one of our youngest staff members, a kid from a council estate in Croydon, teaching him how to fix a faulty pump, patiently encouraging him, saying, "There's no shame in graft." I froze because I'd never heard him say that before. A week later, he came into my office, closed the door, sat down, and slid something across the desk. It was an envelope. Inside was every single newspaper clipping he'd secretly kept about my company. Every article, every local feature, every award. He'd saved them all, even the ones I didn't know about. Then he said, "I never told you this." Made that toast. I'd just been told the factory was cutting staff. I was terrified I'd wasted my life. Silence. Then he looked at me and said, "I mocked you because I saw you doing something brave, and I wasn't." That hit harder than the original insult, because the truth was, it was never about toilets. It was about fear. His fear of becoming irrelevant. We never had some dramatic hug. This isn't a film, but that day, something shifted. Now every Christmas, the toast is simple, to honest work, and sometimes the person who doubts you most is the one who's scared you'll outgrow them. He once laughed at me for cleaning toilets. Now he helps run the company that owns the contract. And the funny thing, success didn't feel like revenge.